Hey everybody, what is up? It's your friends Brian McGill and Kyle Howard back at you with another What's Up Wednesday. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. The weather's changing. It seems like the excitement is changing as far as we're going to this next season. So I'm definitely excited about it. What about yourself, Brian?
I'm excited. We have an exciting show for everybody today. We have a very special interview with our friends at Liberty Point Elementary School. They have taken their campus to new heights, turning their campus around, taking them from a CECRP from F to a B, earning recognition for beating the odds in the state of Georgia. We'll get to their interview here in a little bit, but Kyle, we've got some really important announcements to share with the community. Go ahead, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Later today at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we want you to join our community for a webinar on blended learning in remote classrooms. This is a webinar with Juliana Finnegan and our good friend TJ Hoffman, our Chief Operating Officer here. They're going to discuss some research-based, free-to-use ideas that your teachers can use tomorrow for engaging students in online learning. So don't forget, later today, sign up for this webinar. It'll air live at 1 p.m., but you'll get it available on demand for the to connect when you can. So next, what's our next thing? So last week we had a really great webinar, feedback from afar with Justin Bader of the Principal Center and TJ Hoffman. This actually aired 2 weeks ago. So go ahead, if you haven't touched into that, we should have that available on demand for you as well. Kyle, did you get to attend this session?
Yes, I actually did. I actually had the opportunity to go back and view it. It's always a good conversation when we bring our friend Justin Bader in. And as you can see, TJ Hoffman has always had some things in the work for us at Sydney. So if you haven't had the chance to actually check that out, please make sure that you go and check it out. Definitely has some great wealth of information there for you.
If you're looking for something to do with your team, build it with your instructional leadership team between now and the weekend, or maybe a little bit of homework assignment. This might be something to turn on the car during your afternoon or morning commute, so you guys have something to talk about in your next leadership meeting. Okay, next interview, Kyle. I think you have a virtual conference coming up this week. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We actually, down in Texas, we have a Region 4 instructional coaching conference, building your coaching playbook. That's actually going to be virtual. We're actually going to having TJ Hoffman, who's actually going to be having a presentation there as well, how to be an excellent archaeologist. So we have an Indiana Jones theme to keep the folks excited. So our folks down in Texas, down in Region 4, if you're in that conference, make sure you stop by the Sydney booth and say hello to us. We'll be glad to see you.
Excellent. It's a very exciting conference every year for us to attend to help the instructional coaches in our local regional service center. I know a lot of Sydney subscribers will be in attendance. If I got a quick challenge for if you're going to attend this virtual conference, we're in Texas. When in Texas, do what Texas do. Wear your Pearl Snaps. Pearl Snap Friday coming up in the Sydney community. We'll see you there. I'll be wearing them. Tweet us out if you plan to wear your Pearl Snaps this Friday. Okay, all right, it's time for our interview. Our good friends from Liberty Point Elementary School, they have beat the odds in the state of Georgia. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but they've also done a national presentation at the ESCA conference called Navigating the Jungle of Observation and Feedback. A lot of folks took a lot away from it. We're really proud of this group. Welcome to the party, James Payne and the Liberty Point Elementary School leadership team. Yes. Welcome. Hey, everybody. You guys have, I've been really excited every time I've gotten to meet with you all, because I feel like I learned something new. Your program has been a subscriber of Sydney for approximately almost 3 years now. James, well, why don't you take a little bit of a moment to introduce your campus and what it means to be recognized for beating the odds in the state of Georgia.
Okay, so I'm James Payne, proud principal of Liberty Point Elementary School, year 6 for me. Here we also have our team live with us. We have Miss Sherilyn Shepard, our assistant principal, Cornel Jones, our curriculum support teacher, and Calicia Hodges, our school improvement coach in literacy. So Liberty Point, I think, is a place that where we are willing to take risks to do what we need to do to move our kids. I think when we started this work 5 years ago, we were on the state turnover list, and just to see the progress that we've made from then until now has been amazing. I think a direct impact on the student growth that we've made has been around having the talented people on the staff to work with our kids daily, and then putting systems in place so that those people can be successful, and then establishing a culture of trust. So when you ask me, what does it mean? How does it feel to be recognized by the state as a beating the odds school? I think that's one of the measures that, if I look at personal goals each year, that I want this school to accomplish, because that tells us, regardless of what level the kids come in at, we push them, and not only compared to just our building, but across the schools across the state that look like us. And every school doesn't get that designation. I think sometimes we can get spoiled by some of the progress we've made, but that's something that we should be proud of as a building. I know that we are. And I know, as a father, I know if I'm sending my child to a school, I want to know that regardless of where she is, she's going to be pushed and challenged. And that's something that we can say to all 730 parents that send their babies to Liberty Point, is that we're going to maximize their potential.
That's a great message, and that's an important mindset to have. I'd encourage anybody that's obviously a father, mother, start and interview the leadership team of your principal. What is important to that principal? I told my brother that when he's like, I'm moving my family to California. How do I know a good school to go to? I said, start with the principal, looking for a message like that. Kyle, you got our next question.
Yeah, definitely. And Mr. Penn, you made a great point as far as you taking risks, but then also having that culture and kind of leaning back at what you're saying, actually having that impact in the community. That's all goes to having that growth mindset. So how has having a growth mindset this year helped manage change this school year?
So growth mindset has always kind of been with that idea of collaboration, hard work, and implementing good research-based strategies in the school has always been something that framed our work. But this year, especially with all of the changes and the adjustments that we've had to make due to the pandemic, we've really tried to foster that and build that in our teachers even more than we already have. So when we ended last school year, we were virtual, and we did a lot of recorded lessons, and we also pushed out a lot of assignments to our students just to make sure that we were providing some form of instruction. And our goal this year was to make that virtual learning experience even more authentic for our students. And we wanted to really push ourselves to get our students to engage a lot more in the instruction, and our teachers to really interact with our students even more. So in trying to do that, we've leveraged our teacher leaders, and our teacher leaders were able to work with us and partner with us in leading PLCs and leading sessions for our teachers and helping them push themselves to reach out to students, engage students in different ways virtually, as well as now as we shifted into back to face-to-face, but we still have students learning online. So we have simultaneous instruction going on. We've really leveraged those teacher leaders who are in the classrooms doing awesome work, engaging students and teaching online and face-to-face at the same time, to share those practices, record those practices, and collaborate with their teammates so that everyone is up in the level of engagement for the students, and making sure that that learning process is just as authentic as it would be if everyone was in the building face-to-face. So the use of our teacher leaders and our belief in that growth mindset and fostering that environment of collaboration, hard work, and implementing those good research-based strategies has been amazing for us this year.
Wow. Distributing the leadership, working as a team, It's been really a teamwork exercise. And teacher leaders are what it's kind of really driving the process. It sounds like. Anybody want to follow up on that? So go ahead, Kyle.
No, I just want to say leveraging those teacher leaders is very impactful. And then obviously we can see that, especially making the transition from virtual and then obviously trickling back into face-to-face. But giving the tools and the power for those teachers to actually leverage that change is something that's very effective in your school that we can see. I know we have the third question here. I don't know if we want to get some other folks involved, but how is SITME helping your team cultivate growth mindset and manage change?
All right. So since growth mindset thrives on a challenge and sees failure as a heartening springboard, so SITME has really propelled our teachers into a consistent culture of self-reflection. So we've been using SITME, the admin team, video recording teachers, giving them feedback, practicing perfect. But I think this year more than ever, we have leveraged SITME to have the teachers to self-reflect. And I believe that when teachers are self-reflecting, that, like I said, that's definitely the springboard for a growth mindset, because not only are they receiving feedback from someone else, which sometimes it feels like you're looking for their approval. When you're self-reflecting, which SITME make sure to pair the video coaching with the reflection. I think when the teachers are self-reflecting, they are now just trying to get better. Now they're in a learning zone rather than a performance zone, which it feels like when someone else is giving you all of the feedback. So I think just that self-reflection piece is what has thrusted the teachers into just another level of achievement with their kids. They're wanting to see themselves do better than they did the time before that they recorded. And that's allowing them to come, or that's giving them the space to come to us and say, hey, I know you didn't tell me I need to work on this, but I saw the videos myself. I self-reflected, and I want you to help me on this. And I want to practice perfect until I get it right, because I think them seeing themselves and giving themselves a reflection is just the next level, like I said.
And Ms. Hodges, you made a great point, and I don't know if I'm quoting this right, but I think as far as the biggest part of your growth mindset within Liberty Point is y'all had the choice either to really come at teachers and either evaluate these teachers instead, or first developing these teachers. And y'all had made the choice to develop the teachers, and that's why y'all seen those great gains. So, Brian, I don't know if you want to follow up with that too as well.
Well, no, I mean, it's it seems like every opportunity that that somebody gets to engage with another colleague in SITME or do a task in SITME, in that cycle there is a reflection cycle. You'll watch yourself before you share with your coach. You'll watch yourself before you work with a colleague on something that you're aligning. So it makes sense that in every action there's kind of a reaction, and that action is the reflection is probably the most powerful experience in that cycle. So you guys kind of started off using SITME for your Get Better Faster model. What advice would you offer other campuses that kind of getting started with SITME right now?
I would say right now, being that we are working virtually or we're in a pandemic, offering safe practice for teachers is going to be very crucial, because, at our campus, our teachers felt really comfortable working with SITME when students were coming face to face, but it's different when you're working virtual, and you may have teachers that don't feel comfortable already working virtual. And now you have students that are coming back, and you're trying to manage both the virtual world and both students that are face to face. So their confidence might be a little down right now, and they may not want to do, they may not want to be on videotaping themselves at the moment. So I think making sure that you establish a protocol in your school where you offer Sit Me Up as a period of safe practice, as a reflection tool, so teachers can look at the video, but thinking that they're not going to be evaluated on the video. The video is for safe practice and self-reflection, and then maybe move into evaluation later on once teachers feel comfortable with the platform and with videotaping themselves. Because for some teachers, it's kind of like I'm a brand new teacher again, working in the virtual world, and their confidence may not be as high right now. So I would say, as an administrator, make sure you're offering safe practice for the teachers.
Excellent. The SIBME is a safe place to develop, and this is what it's for. This is what it's not. Mrs. Hodges, what advice would you offer teachers that are like a little bit you work a little bit closer with the teachers as the instructional coach? What advice would you offer those teachers when they're first introduced to this? Go ahead.
So the advice that I will offer the teachers is to see SIBME as an opportunity, or video coaching in itself as an opportunity to grow themselves, because it's really all about how you view yourself. When we're talking about growth mindset, how you view yourself, because we know when we're speaking about growth mindset, those earlier, when you're younger, whatever feelings you develop about yourself is really what usually is your view of yourself. So just encouraging teachers to see themselves in the learning zone. Majority of the time we are in the learning zone, and using SIBME, things like the reflection tool, is going to help you when you're in the performance zone in front of the kids, which is when we really need you to show up, because we know the kids, they can't wait. They have to be educated at high levels. And so if you want to educate kids at high levels, which I know teachers do, then take this as an opportunity to grow yourself. Like, there's no opportunity that's going to be better ever with anything than growing yourself as an individual and as a professional.
Excellent. Now a lot of programs typically go to a professional learning. There's we're looking for a strategy to build our campus. Your campus, you as a team went to the Get Better Faster training sponsored at Fulton County, and some campuses they wanted to you were looking to add more organization to this work. Talk to us about how SIBME kind of added organization to that right away, Kalisha. For you as a coach, would you say that that's something that SIBME kind of added to your work with your Get Better Faster model?
Yes, because the whole idea behind getting better faster, it's getting better faster. And so when you are coaching teachers and you're trying to get them to see an action step that they need to work on, there's no better way for them to see it than through a real-time video of themselves teaching, because sometimes when you're just giving teachers feedback from your notes, it can be subjective, because their idea in their mind of how they think they performed and how they really performed, which they can most of the time see with the video, like that gap is closed a lot sooner, because they can actually see themselves in action. And so if you talking about getting better faster, the video, like, there's no better way to do it than them seeing themselves reflecting, practicing perfect, watching themselves again, and then doing it, and then keep going with the cycle. So it just helped them to see themselves and give themselves feedback, as well as take my feedback into conjunction to close the gap.
Excellent. And your team did a presentation with the ESEA conference, and then also that's at the Better Together, the virtual conference that we hosted at SIBME, the Better Together. Who would you recommend this the presentation that you all do, and who would you recommend that to? I guess I'm going to stack my questions. Who would you recommend it to? What would you hope that folks would take away from that? Go ahead.
So I recommended too, and I don't know if Ms. Shepherd or Mr. Payne or Ms. Jones want to join in, but I would recommend it to especially like turnaround schools that may not be performing at the level that maybe the community or the principal feels like they can be performing at, because like Payne said, when he got to the school, which is the same year that I got to the school, we were performing at an F. And I think that he had a vision for the school and for the students at the school to perform better. And so just taking our story, I would say that the audience would be a turnaround school. Like you have a vision for your school to perform better. And these are the steps that we took to perform better. This is a part of what we took to perform better. So instead of trying to go back and recreate the wheel, like here is I don't want to say the secret, but this is something that can help you. This is something that's going to help your teachers get better. And when your teachers get better, your children get better.
Excellent. James, would you like to follow up on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say aside from turnaround school, I think if your vision is just to get better as a school, then you have to be reflective. So I don't think I've probably ever used the term that Liberty Point was a turnaround school. I just didn't want the teachers or the community to even have that mindset of our kids are underperforming. It's like you put the work in each day, you monitor, you support people, then you'll grow. And I think this, our systems have been enhanced by the work that we've done with the video observation. And I think it's going to continue to grow as we figure out, more innovative ways to use video to improve our craft as instructional leaders and to get the teachers to now take a look in the mirror at what they're doing. Because, as Shepherd mentioned, this is a new space for everybody now, pandemic teaching. And you have different districts that are utilizing different models. So like we're all going back to the drawing board. So it's imperative that we reflect on what we're doing. And then, when we see great things, being able to have it housed on a platform in which we can share it with people who are not doing as well.
Good.
I would definitely agree that, I would recommend it for schools that, already have systems in place. So before SITME, we already had systems in place for monitoring instruction. So it's key that you have rubrics and things to monitor instruction. And then SITME kind of undergirds that, because you don't want a teacher watching the video without some reference to some type of rubric or something to gauge how they're doing against some type of evaluative tool. So I think it's important before you just throw SITME on a school is that you need to have systems and processes in place first. We already had monitoring tools when we went into the classroom for reading and math, but now the SITME just helps the teacher really look at the video and then look at the tool to see where am I, gauging against the tool and how I can get better. It's just easier to see and reflect.
That's a great point. I want to ask this follow-up question. I know that y'all said y'all had a vision prior, and I really want to ask, especially with you all adapting SITME prior to 2020. How has SITME helped you carry on that vision, supporting your teachers through 2020? How has that been on your campus?
I'll say, as far as monitoring instruction, it's definitely helped. When we looked at how we were going to do observations this year, we really put our teachers in cohorts and have asked them to do video uploads monthly, and it gives them a chance to self-reflect. And then it gives us a chance to get into classrooms without worrying about hopping in and out of our learning management platform or going into a teacher's personal space who might not feel comfortable with us being in the classrooms. during this time. So it still gives us the opportunity to keep a pulse on what's going on in our building, being able to really celebrate the great things, not necessarily pointing out what they're not doing well, but being able to see, like, man, we've really put a lot of work into small group instruction, and we're seeing teachers take off and move kids. So it's definitely been with us shifting into this school year, been a way to praise teachers for their efforts.
Well, your teachers deserve a lot of praise. That they are really, I feel they're heroes. I was telling Kyle, I think you guys are heroes as well. I appreciate your hard work for your community. I really enjoy every time I get to connect with you because it's always a discussion about team, and it's been a really great team effort for you all. Thanks for joining us on today's What's Up Wednesday. Appreciate your time, and I can't wait to see you guys soon in Atlanta. Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank
Hey
you.
guys, have a good week. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Wow, I always love working with the folks at Liberty Point there. I remember the presentation kind of gave me tears. It was just really great to kind of see them and their hard work, and they're just so humble that go ahead, Kyle.
Right. I was going to say last year and down in Atlanta, they had a packed house. We were begging for seats. We were begging for seats. We
were pulling chairs out from the halls. We were like, I wanted to kind of like open up the doors and let folks kind of stand. I wish I had a monitor outside. I will share a picture in the chat of how full this room was and a link to the presentation. Anybody that's looking to get better faster, connect with Navigating the Jungle of Observation and Feedback, putting bare necessities into action by this team. It's a really well done presentation. Definitely worth doing as a team building if you're looking at improving instructional practice with better instructional leadership. Kyle, let's talk a little quickly about this. Let's remind folks, Region 4.
There we go.
Conference. Attend this session, Kyle, and then they're gonna come visit you at the booth if they want to have some fun.
Visit me at the booth to have some fun. Obviously, you can see we're already having fun. We have TJ Hoffman there. We have the Indiana Jones theme music that's going to be playing. How to be an excellent archaeologist in pandemic times. At the Region 4 conference is going to be virtual. So all the folks in Region 4, please attend this conference. And then after you're done, please stop by the SIDME booth and say hello. We'll definitely take care of you.
Pearl Snaps Friday. Win in Texas, do as Texans do. You don't have to be a SIDME subscriber to wear your Pearl Snaps, but it helps. All right, hey, everybody. We'll talk to you. We'll see you out there. Have a good week.
Adios. Thank y'all.